Jeezy was there, and those were the two rappers. But then you see all these dudes like Meech was there. You just see all these big BMF chains, all these diamonds. Now, mind you, we on jury duty. So I'm
Snap.
like, we just snuck in the club. I'm thinking I'm finna beat something up. I got a little tool, but we finna snatch it.
We finna taste some.
We not thinking nobody sneaking in the club back then. I'm just young, you know what I mean? So me and my boys, we sneak into the BMF section. And like, we trying to ease our way to Jeezy. We see the snowman. We trying to go do our thing. And like, I guess we was the only ones thinking we was being sneaky. Because by the time we like about to turn to do our thing, they got like a chop.
YouTube, what's going on, man? It's your boy 221, man. Today we got Bricc, baby. He talking about how he tried to rob Young Jeezy and snatch his chain, but BMF had them choppers in the club, they had them goons, they had them his A. But guess what? Hit that subscribe button and like the video. Like the vid. Peace and love.
Didn't you say you tried to rob Young Jeezy for a snowman chain?
Yeah.
Now, but you're cool with Big Meech.
Nah, all right, so that's what I'm saying. Like, the series of events is, I was 16 when that happened.
Oh, okay.
I was just a young, you know what I mean? It was BET weekend of 04. And we've never seen nothing like this. You gotta think, LA, we had the Suge Knights, we had the Dope Boys and all that, but like the real Gotti diamond jury, diamond in each link, like this has never been done in LA yet. And this is a time where I think, what's the dude? He got robbed at the Beverly Center. Jazzy Faye?
I think so.
Okay, yeah.
I think so.
I think I rapped about that in the Don't Come to LA verse. Jazzy Faye had. So this is at the time where the hood, well, my age group is learning like the rapper's jury is very feasible. It's like if you get you some rapper jury and go to the jeweler, you up a couple $100,000 or 50, 20, 30. I'm 16 years old. You get what I'm saying? So
That's the lead.
fast forward, we at the White Lotus. I think Big U had just came home. So it was 04. He just had came home. We all right there. We end up getting in the club. It was so many of us. Soon as we seen that, we pushed the security out the way, rushed the club. Remy Ma and all them was there.
Oh, it's like that? Hold on.
So I get in the club. I jump. At this point, we like a gang of terrorists. I jump over the counter at the bar, steal 2 bottles of Patron, jump back over, go to somebody's section, push them out their section. This our section. Like, grab the mic, like, hey, tell the whole club to roll the 60s in here. Like, ooh, like it's.
I ain't gonna cap. Me as a innocent bystander, after I see these activities, I'm getting out there. I'm going, you know what I'm saying? It's like going to the club, you know what I'm saying? You got different levels of people as the night progresses. You got the people that get there early. They ain't on nothing. They just getting there early. They gonna party for about 30 minutes to an hour. You got the people that get there a little bit later. And then by the time it hit 12 midnight, the gangsters and the killers. You know what I'm saying? The whole crowd changes. It's time to bounce. It's time to get out of here. You feel me? What you doing in here, man? What you doing?
One of them nights. So, I see Ooey had a record with Snoop at the time. You remember that?
I know
you
who
remember
that
who
is.
he was? Remember the young dude that they was comparing to Bow Wow out the BMFs, and he had the song with Snoop where he was on the front. It was like a remake to, I want to say it was a remake to Lay Back. But Ooey.
I ain't gonna cap, y'all. I don't know who Ooey is. Coming down below. And I guess comment down below and tell me what song he got. I ain't never heard of Ooey. I don't think so.
He was there, and Jeezy was there, and those were the 2 rappers. But then you see all these dudes like Meech was there. You just see all these big BMF chains, all these diamonds. Now, mind you, we on jury duty. So
Snap.
I'm like, we just snuck in the club. I'm thinking I'm finna beat something up. I got a little tool, but we finna snatch it.
We finna taste some.
We not thinking nobody sneaking in the club back then. I'm just young, you know what I mean? So me and my boys, we sneak into the BMF section. And like, we trying to ease our way to Jeezy. We see the snowman. We trying to go do our thing. And like, I guess we was the only ones thinking we was being sneaky. Because by the time we like about to turn to do our thing, they got like a chopper. This is my first time ever seeing like a mini Carbon or something. Like, they got a chopper out, like, and we look back, and I just go to shake Jeezy and ooh we hand. Like, what up, man? Like, I'm a fan of your music, but this is like, when first I'm gonna stack my flow, like, that was like the only song he had out, and I'm acting like I'm a huge fan. They was on their game. We weren't able to even attempt to do it, but it is like we went to the club just to do that. We just seen
they was
ballers
there
at the club. We was about to make our play, and it got.
I ain't gonna cap, y'all. I ain't meant to cut him off, but hey, he thought he had a lick, but they peeped it. I ain't gonna lie to you, man. I ain't gonna lie to you. It's just certain people that you don't try to hit a lick on because they already on point. They already know what's really cracking like that. So they snuck. We're gonna say they snuck the mini Drake in the club. You feel me? Paid the bouncer $300. Snuck the thing in. Ain't no telling how many choppers they had in the club. I mean, Young Jeezy at the time, man. Young Jeezy, one of them ones. He really, I like Young Jeezy like. I don't really listen to him as much as I did when I was, younger, growing up. When my pops used to bang him, my mama used to bang him. You know what I'm saying? Back in the day, don't cap. But trying to take Young Jeezy Snowman chain, a snatch a BMF chain, boy, you out your mind during that time, man. BMF, Big Meech and them. That's a suicide mission. No cap. Like, that's like trying to snatch 50 chain on his come up. Boy, you ain't finna do that. You finna get stumped out, punched on, and you might catch some shots, boy. You finna be, that ain't it, man. That ain't it. But I couldn't imagine being in the club, Young Jeezy, BMF. You know how much money BMF was getting? You know how much money Big Meech still got today? Hell, even Lil Meech got that bread right now, bro. I ain't gonna cap, even though they was dope dealers, man. Hey, Big Meech and them was one of them ones where they changed the game for real. So you could tell they was youngsters trying to do that, because that mission is impossible. John Wick ain't even doing that mission, boy. They gonna slime you out for that. For real, no cap.
Rejected.
Right, and you said later on when Big Meech and BMF all got locked up that everyone went broke within 3 months.
Yeah.
And I remember this. I remember, like, I knew a bunch of girls who lived in Atlanta, and the entire Atlanta economy fell apart.
It fell apart.
Like, all the strippers that were getting their rent paid for and their car paid for. All their boyfriends were getting locked up, and people were going bankrupt. And
the money wasn't being recycled.
Yeah,
it wasn't being recycled. And
Meech and them had that much motion? So I wonder how much money Meech was really throwing in the club then. What they throwing, 300, 500 bands a night? That folks said that the economy collapsed. Nah, man, that's too much motion, dog. That's too much motion. Meech was really putting on like that. That's crazy. That's wild. I ain't gonna care. I'm trying to get like Meech without the jail time on God.
Nobody took advantage of those $20,000 nights that, you know what I'm saying, that they were having. Like,
okay.
Yeah, it happened so fast, bro. I want to say, what did he go? The end of 05, top 06?
Something
He
like
went
that,
somewhere in 06.
Yeah.
It was somewhere in 06. In the clubs, bro, you could see like the after hours, even the homies from BMF, like they trying to throw it, trying to keep their little status up in their face, but it ain't no more work coming through there. You know what I mean? And you know what? The recession came not too long after Meech
you
went
saying
to jail.
BMF caused the recession?
I mean, bro,
but the timing is,
the
not too
timing
far,
sounds like, come on, bro.
Yeah, within
I'm
about
not
a year or
saying
so.
that he was the sole purpose, but he took millions out the streets by going to jail. And I'm like, what was the cause of the recession? Failed mortgage payments. You know what I mean? Like a whole lot of jugging going back, because everybody, that was at the time where they was doing the first time the FHA loans with the instant equity, and everybody like they was pulling out they 50,000 instant equity like on those houses in Atlanta. Then it came to where they was it up in the club with Meech. Now you can't even pay that mortgage. Exactly. Now the bank's taking back all the house. Like I just watched it and I'm like, okay, I know the recession in Atlanta came from Meech. I can't say the whole world, but I know that he.
Now, y'all, I ain't gonna cap, man. I knew Big Meech was like, I knew he was one of them ones, but I didn't know, like, was he really supplying the streets that much work to where everybody really getting the bag? Like everybody from Daryl to Tyrone is getting that much money through Big Meech. So like, this is my question. Like I said, I'm 27, so I wouldn't even, you know what I'm saying? What do you say? 2004, 2003. I'm still a youngin'. I'm definitely still a youngin'. I ain't know nothing about Big Meech back then. Like now I do because I'm a little older. But man, he said the strippers was getting 20, 30,000 a night. If the strippers getting 20, 30,000 a night, the D-boys running up a few $100,000 every week or every month. Even the top rank was they getting a couple M's. Sheesh, was he really getting that much dope? Breaking it down and serving everybody? He moving dope like El Chapo. Golly, I couldn't imagine being alive back then. I mean, I was, but like, you know what I'm saying? At that time, getting that much work, man, I ain't gonna lie to you. That's crazy. But you could tell they was on that young, you know what I'm saying? The 60s in the club. Hey, snatch the Patron. Give me 2 bottles, son. And I ain't paying. I ain't asking. Give me that. Walking through the club. Ooh, I see that snowman. Ooh, see that BML. Hey, on the set. Strolling through that mother. He goes through the door. Moose push security out the way. Yeah. Ooh, y'all got that. He got that fire. Hey, cause now in today's age, you feel me? All the rappers and all, you know what I'm saying? The entertainment folks, either they got security or they didn't pay and they didn't pay and they got them things in the club. I remember I watched one video, Black Youngster do a performance in Memphis. They had like 4 or 5 Dracos on stage. No. But back then, they weren't thinking that they had that fire in the club, and that was just one. He said, little dude pulled that sucker out, so ain't no telling how many poles they had in the club, but it is Meech in them, you know what I'm saying? Meech ain't no rapper, that's a real gangster. So, you trying to do a suicide mission, that ain't gonna cut it. That ain't gonna cut it. But man, I really wish like, I ain't saying that I approve what Meech and them did, you know what I'm saying? Because I ain't with that drug stuff. The drugs be killing the community. I mean, the drugs have destroyed a lot of families, but at the same time, like, Meech is one of them ones, bro. Meech is one of them ones. Like, if I got to pick with Meech, oh my God. You couldn't tell me nothing. That's like me getting a pick with 50 Cent. Like, come on, man. There's certain rooms it's certain areas to where if you're in a room with them group of individuals, you in the right spot. Not necessarily, even if you ain't got no money in your pocket, it's so much money circling around that it's gonna come to you. If you around folks that's getting 100,000, 200,000, 400,000, 500,000, a couple M's, you don't think a stat gon', you know what I'm saying, fall on you? You don't think they gonna put you on certain endeavors? Even if you was a stripper back then, getting 20, 30,000 a week, it comes down to lack of education and lack of knowledge. Because how you getting this much money, and one dude go away and you back broke? That's why money solves problems. But when they say more money, more problems, the people who have problems don't know how to manage their money. Money can solve problems. But if you already have bad spending habits, if you already don't know how to structure or control your life, it's going to be a worse cycle. Because like right now, let's say that you have an extra 2,000 to 3,000 every month and you spending it. If you get an extra 7,000 to 10,000, you still going to spend it. You just going to be making bigger purchases and you still going to fall out because you don't know how to control, you don't know how to manage your money. I remember at one point in time, I'm like, dang, I was like, man, where is my money going? I started looking at my bank account every day and I started to notice, hey, I'm spending too much money going out to eat, or I'm spending too much money, you know what I'm saying, buying clothes, and it's just disappearing. And a few months later, afterwards, you know what I'm saying, a few months afterwards, I'm like, dang, I ain't got nothing to show for how hard I worked at work. And I started watching my money. I started looking at my bank account. I stopped being nervous looking at my bank account and took control of my financial circumstances. Even if you ain't getting a crazy amount of money, even if you saving the extra $400-500, you growing up, you making progress. So that's one thing I noticed with a lot of people. It's not the fact that people not getting money. It's the fact that people don't know how to manage their money, and people are buying stupid purchases, clothes, jewelry, cars, whatever the case may be. Which I ain't saying you can't get it, but if you ain't got no to fund your life, then you spending your money that you done work 80 some hours, and you ain't got nothing to show for it. So it ain't about how much bread that you really make. It's about how much bread that you keep, that you know what I'm saying, take home. Now you gotta get the bag to bring the bread, but it's certain levels that you gotta go through to, you know what I'm saying, to really see your back end, to really see your paper stack. And then once your paper stacking, you start investing into certain avenues, into certain things to make the money double, triple up. Like this microphone I'm talking to, it's this light that's flashing on me that got my skin bushing. Got my skin looking delicious. I can make money off this. But that $700-800 Louis belt ain't gonna make you no bread. It's not. And then the next year or two, it's gonna be a new belt out. You didn't spend $800 on a Louis belt and still can't get no girls. You ain't crushing nothing. Your dirty. Your car broke down. It ain't worth it. Stack your bread, stack your money, and find out a way to double, triple, and keep going. You know what I'm saying? That's how it is. We all in the same race, but some people running at different speeds, and some people got different types of education. Therefore, they going faster. I'm trying to get in there. I try to be in that motherfucker. Going to OC. A couple M's in the bank. House paid for. Car paid for. Hey man, say man, it's your boy 2 like, subscribe button. I'm going out. Comment down below if you rock with the video. You know what I'm saying? Stay tuned.